should have ended this a lifetime ago, when I had the opportunity.
Coming up, the G.I. Joe Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini Storm Shadow. Stick around. What's up, and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video, we have a nice little surprise for you, and this is the G.I. Joe Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini 1/118th scale Storm Shadow. Awesome. So, shout out to Christopher Tavano over at the G.I. Joe boards on Facebook. He reached out to me and asked if I'd like to pick this up. I said yeah, so here he is. Got him a couple days ago. Figured we'd take a break, you know, the day after Easter and try to avoid any April foolery and get this up on the 2nd. So here it is. Awesome figure. If you guys have been in the market for these, you know, we already did Snake Eyes. Excellent figure. Just, you know, they're basically just the scaled down versions of Classified. Storm Shadow here obviously is the Classified concept that they were going to go with. The later editions added the sleeve of tattoos on his arm, which is very cool. Here is the artist render. These things are fetching a pretty penny. If you go searching for them on eBay, you know, that's what you're going to find. So, pretty crazy. So, we'll go over the card art here. Like I said, you know, it's the concept Storm Shadow, bringing back a classic look with the blast behind him. There's the figure right here, a bunch of accessories around him. There's a stand in there, a couple other things. Card's got a little creasing up top, but that's okay. He's getting opened. But I really like this. They, you know, perfect scale for the rest of the G.I. Joe figures and this size. So that's awesome. Flip around to the back. Here's a couple of prototype images right here. And as you see, you know, you got Hiya Toys Company, blah, blah, blah. G.I. Joe and all related characters, trademarks of Hasbro, used with permission. So there you have it. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and pop him open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, so I've been looking forward to this one. If you guys are interested in seeing more, we do have everyone they have announced so far on pre-order. So there's going to be no, you know, year-long delays on getting these. So I'm very excited and happy. So we'll break out our little mail opener here. We're going to go ahead and slice that on down. Get around this bubble. It did pop out last time. We'll see if we can avoid that. And one more final draw. That should do it. And we've got him opened. As you can see, it's already several tiers in here, just as Snake Eyes was. We'll put the card and bubble off to the side without removing that bubble totally, so it can kind of stand up and work as a backdrop. Got some hands fall out. But we're going to go ahead and just go over the tiers as starting from the bottom up. And here, of course, you have your figure stand. Just like Snake Eyes, you know, you get this stand with the figure. And they have this like, little protective film over it. So peel that off. Get that out. And there you go. I like the stands. They are great. Just the only issue is they just have the one peg. There's two pegs in the bottoms of the feet. And they should have two. But there's the bottom of it. You can read it. G.I. Joe, all related characters, trademark stuff, Hiya China. So like the other stands, you can take this little connector piece out and snap that in and connect it to another stand. We'll bring another one out, you know, eventually, and show you guys how they fit together. But for now, there's your stand. All right, we'll go ahead and pop out tier 2. And here you have most of his main weapons. As you can see, you got a quiver right here, some arrows, a bow. The bow is a little oversized, but I can work with it. Here's a 2-sheath, I guess, backpack. You know, there's a peg in it, a couple of slots so you can fit the sheets in there with the swords in them. And there's a hood. So let's go ahead and pop these out. And I guess we'll start with the hood. So here it is, all white. You know, it is connected at the bottom right here with this little, almost like a drawstring piece. Pretty neat. Got some wrinkling in it. some minor wrinkles, and I guess just to give some shadow effect. Yeah, pretty cool. Right, next up, we're gonna go with the bow. So here this is. Like I said, it's a little larger than I would have expected, but it's pretty cool. It's actually got an actual string on it, you know. I don't want to pull it too hard, but that string is nice and tight. It's wound on each end. You know, there are small holes on either end of the bow itself. There's your handle in the middle. Doesn't look like it's like you need to pick a direction which way to hold it. Both ends look identical, so that's pretty cool. I think it would be neat if it could fold up, but it doesn't, unfortunately. But still neat. All right, next up, what are you gonna do with the bow if you don't have some arrows? So here it is, and here is the quiver. We're gonna take the arrows out first. I thought only one come out, but nope, they all came out. So here is the quiver itself. As you can see, there is a little hole on it, so that'll probably hold the swords onto this one right here. You have the black mat with the silver accent going around it, all around, opening at the top for the arrows. There's a small opening at the bottom here. It almost looks on camera like it's a gunmetal, but it is in fact silver, and the shine does give off a nice like a darkened look when you expose it to light, which is pretty cool. Next, you have 3 separate arrows. They're all the same. I'll go ahead and just show one off to show you the details. You have the all black, I guess, shaft. You have some red feathers at the back. The little butt end right down here. Flip around to the arrowhead, and it is silver as well, but it also, like on camera, gives off that gunmetal look. But very cool. And you take your quiver, and you can simply just, you know, place them all right into it like that. So that's pretty awesome that they all come out. You don't have to be picky. Like, oh, I can only use one right now, but nope, all 3 of them come out. Very cool. All right, and finally for this tier, you have your swords. So here is that little sheath piece, or the sheath holder, I guess I should say. These are movable, so that's a plus. It doesn't look like they come out, but I don't want to pull too hard. I don't want to break it. But that's pretty neat. All black. You know, each of the swords has a different handle. But real quick before we get to those, I want to bring this quiver back over and go ahead and plug the swords onto the front. And as you can see, they hold on just like that. So it makes it a little more thicker, but not extremely bulky, which I do like, which is really cool. For the time being, we'll put it back on when we gear them up. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take out one of the swords. It's really tight. As you can see, it's got the silver blade, black handle. There's a small little dot at the bottom of the blade on both sides. It kind of edges out, not sharp, but you know, a little point, so it is there. Pretty cool. Second sword here. Be careful with these, you know, you don't want to break them. Get a nice grip and pull that straight out. They do come out, but you have to be extremely careful. These are very, very fragile. You don't want to break them. Just make sure you get a grip and don't go bending it off to the side, or you will snap it. Kind of like the way I did it, just hold it and pull down with this hand and push up with that one. Keep your hands together so it comes out nice and straight and you don't have any worries. But here it is. Different handle as opposed to the first one. Shorter blade, very similar looking, it's just shorter. Kind of the same design. And it doesn't look like it would be as sharp as the first one, but they're pretty close. So, pretty cool. There's your swords. Alright, so we'll go over to the first tier. Place Storm Shadow down for a minute, and we'll go ahead and go over these hands. So here you have some extra grip hands, and as you can see, they're all black. They have that silver hand plate, you know, over the top. There is a small red piece over, I guess, the base of the thumb here. It's pretty neat. All black on the inside. Little holes, because these are plugged on with these tiny ball joints. Very small, but still neat. And there you go. I like the little red accent on there, so it's really nice. So let's go ahead and get out our Storm Shadow. And here he is. Man, he looks cool. That tattoo detail is just amazing. That looks so wild. I'm not going to toy around and mess with this side too much. You know, we can see if we can bend it around a bit. Show you underneath. Very cool. That is some serious deco right there. He's got this bandolier on him. There's a couple of throwing stars. Here's his head. You can see he's got the silver stripe on each ear. He's got that kind of mouthpiece on that's also silver over top of the gray that's already in the white on the hood itself. He has another hood here that's down, so you can have the one that the other one he comes with, so you put it either down or up. Bandolier, of course, is all black, but it's got the red padding underneath. He's got these silver gauntlets or bracers on that lead down to these wider open hands, and this, kind of like Snake Eyes, is a more of a kind of relaxed open hand. Coming down to his belt, right in the center, you have Arashikage. There's a couple little yellow marks. Nice design on the flaps on the belt itself, front and back, kind of like fans. So pretty neat. The gauntlet as well has a lot of detail on it too. You can see the red that will come down onto the hand, and the silver, and there's more yellow on there. It looks like a couple buttons. Really cool. And down to the legs, you have those silver knee pads, and then those silver shin guards. Bottom of the feet, you have that dark red, 2 holes, 2023 Hasbro, and Hiya China. Awesome. He looks great. I think the only thing I don't like is that kind of opening. It's a little sloppy looking on the elbow joint right here. I don't want to risk popping this head off and a risk of breaking that in order to throw this hood on. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this one because I am fond of that one. It looks fine. We'll come around to the arms, and you see they go up about that far, not far at all. They can turn. You can see the little joint up in there. There's bicep rotation, which is neat. Bring it back down. He does have double jointed pinless elbows. Crazy. Come on down to the hand. You know, you do have that small ball joint in there, and you gotta be careful with these. Just a little bit, and you can pop it off, and there's that small ball joint. Come around and we'll grab one of these other hands, and then we'll go ahead and pop that on. There we go. So they fit nice. A little stiff, but he works. All right, going to the chest, you have that rotation up at the top, a little bit of crunch forward and back. See, it goes back pretty far, and you can come forward about that far. At the waist, he does have some waist swivel. We'll try to lift this up a bit to show you the legs, but we do have drop legs. Very, very cool. And they come down like nice and far too, so you can maneuver all them around. Leg will come out that far. They can come forward about this far with the little flaps hanging. Can move back, plug it back up, and it does have a, looks like a thigh rotation up in there. A little difficult to get to. See if we try the other side without using too much force. Yeah, moves a little bit, not too much. I don't want to snap it. Coming down to the knees, you just have that double jointed pinless knee. Plug it back up. Come on down to the ankle. You have that hinge. Move it forward this far. Bring it on up about this far. And then there's a side-to-side pivot. Very cool. Nice and articulated. This figure is great. See, try to twist this a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and mess with his arm some. See what kind of, you know, poses we could get him in. I'd like to do something like that cover, but I don't think the mobility of the arms will allow that. So I'm gonna figure something else out. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and pull his stand out, and we'll go ahead and plug his top foot into it right here. So he's on the stand, and before we gear him up, we're going to go ahead and bring out Snake Eyes. and put them next to each other. So here is the Hiya Toys Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow together. I am going to bring out this little connector piece here to show you how this works. I'm not going to put both of them in, just the one. I'm going to go ahead and snap that in right there, and then bring Snake Eyes over and plug his down onto his side. Just plug that one down like that. The sword fell off, but it's alright. So now you have one single stand, and it works out pretty good. So you can do anything you want, you know, flip them around, change them, whichever way. As you see, they're very close to the same height. I think they actually are the same height, very similar, about 4 inches tall. Very cool looking. So we'll go ahead and get Snake Eyes out of here. And I guess now we'll go ahead and we'll gear Storm Shadow up. So come around to the back. I'm actually not going to use this open hand here. I mean, I think it'd be pretty good to use, you know, with the bow, but I'm not going to use it. And we're going to put on another grip hand. Like that. Like I say, gotta be careful with it. I don't know the tension breakers on these, how hard or strong it can be. You know what, I guess we're gonna go for it. Let's see if we can go ahead and pop that head off. All right, yeah, it came off pretty easily, just a little force. As you can see, there's the ball socket down in there. Here's the ball joint at the bottom of the head. And you take this hood off right here, and then you can throw this one on, which might be a little difficult to put these onto together. Let's see how we can do this. So what you do is you basically take his head and put it in the hood first, and just push in. There are some pieces on each side to make it a little secure in there. So when you push it back into socket, it stays. So there he is. That's him with the hood on. That actually looks really good. I like that. I might stick with this. Nah, we're gonna go ahead and use the regular hood. So you're basically gonna pop that forward, and then just slide it back out like that. A little difficult. Get a little, do a couple tries and get used to it. I'll go ahead and plug the regular hood back on, the hood down, and then plug the head back in like that. And there we have it. So very cool so far. So now we're gonna flip around to the back, and we're gonna go ahead and put the quiver on. So this is a little different. So like the hole that's normally in the middle of the back, this one is off to the side. So we're gonna go ahead and just line that bandolier hole up with the hole in his back, and then take this quiver plug and push that on into place. Not too much, a little loud, but there we go. So that's in there, it looks nice. So now we will take the sheath and plug those on in right here, like that. So like I said, it's a little bulky looking from the back, but that's fine. I'm not gonna push this piece all the way in. I don't wanna risk not being able to get it out or it snapping. We're probably not gonna use the bow. I mean, we could hang it off, you know, something like this, because it will fit. But due to the little string on there, I don't know if I wanna do that. So we'll just leave it to the side for now. And I am actually gonna put both swords in his hands. So we'll start with the smaller one. See how they fit. Basically just slide it up in his hand like that. Like the head tilt, that's nice. And then we'll take the larger sword, put that in his left hand right here, like so. So now he's got both swords wielding, and it looks pretty good. Go ahead and plug that peg into the bottom of his foot. And there he is. Awesome. So we still have some stuff left aside. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. We have the extra hands, the hood, the bow. So he's customizable. You can do what you want, and I'm happy with that. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and get him thrown up on the turntable, and then we will give you some final thoughts.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
Be sure to check out our previous videos. A link will always be pinned in the comments.
back to G.I. Joe.
All right, so here it is, the Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini 1/118 scale G.I. Joe Storm Shadow figure. Wow, man, this figure is phenomenal. The articulation, the details, you know, from head to toe, this figure is just immaculate. You know, I kind of dig that the head attaches to the neck, you know, with that mask on leading down underneath the hood, that silver stripe, that really works. The face details look great, the little cobra sigil up on his chest, the tattoo sells the figure. Little unattractive, but the little, you know, kibble right there in his elbow joint, it's not the most attractive, but it works. The accessories, you know, you can customize them and, you know, just make a great combination out of anything you want. The accessories remind me more of a classic, you know, vintage or real American hero style. You know, they're a bit bulky, a little bit larger than you would expect, but hey, they work. They look good, and everything about this figure just stands out. You know, he's armored up, he's ready to go into battle, he's got great posability. You know, even with those 1/12 figure details, you know, that they added with the classifieds, they're on this figure, and it's absolutely great. As far as the price goes, he's a bit pricey. Luckily, I had the seller come to me and offer it to me for a great price. I couldn't say no, I had to get them. These are long sold out. I think the only chance for you to get them is possibly on eBay, and, you know, the prices just have gone through the roof. You might luck out on one of the Facebook G.I. Joe pages, you know, maybe in a claim sale or someone just putting one up. You know, try your luck, see what you can get. Maybe ask around, you know, offer up, see what happens. Apart from that, you know, with the new figures coming out, there are still plenty out there available for pre-order. You know, I got a bunch of mine coming from Gundam It and Cool Toys Club. They offer free shipping as well. Some are sold out, but some are still available. You know, try your luck. You still have that were due up. Cobra Commander, Flint, Beachhead, they're all due soon. I just can't wait to get them. Later in the year, you got Destro, Baroness, even the Cobra Trooper just looks absolutely amazing. But overall, I am extremely happy and satisfied with this figure. He is simply amazing. Definitely pick one up if you guys get the chance. And don't beat around. If you get one for a good deal, just get it, man. Because who knows if they're going to come back out. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up, subscribe, tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.